To Mr. Joseph Cow, Managing Director, Rotary RIMC Private Limited, distinguished guests, and my fellow colleagues. Welcome to the CHEVRON Project Neptune quarterly safety stand down. Our presence here today is to reflect back our activities that promote safety in our workplace. Hence, without further delay, I would like to invite Mr. Joseph Cow, Managing Director of Rotary RIMC Private Limited, to come out on stage for his welcome speech. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen. Do I see ladies here? Gentlemen, a very good morning to you. Oh, ladies, good morning. I did not have a prepared speech this morning because it was intended to this way, because safety is supposed to be coming out from each and every one just very naturally. I don't want to prepare. But in any case, of course, I do not want to stop my fellow speakers. They want to have some very clear message sending down. They will do their prepared speech. For this morning, I just have a very simple message for all of you. I believe many of the workers have been with Rotary RIMC for a long time. You know what we are actually trying to drive at. We basically want everybody to just follow very simple ruling, is to comply with all the safety rules and regulation, to intervene, right? In case if you see any of your fellow colleagues are not in proper PPE or are doing something that is unsafe, intervene, correct him on the spot. Okay? And of course, while doing so, I would expect you guys to respect each other, be it a more junior people telling a more senior foreman or supervisors, this is not right, this is not safe. I would expect there are some respect, so that people will take in, people will recognize that it was meant for the good of everybody. Okay? Rotary RIMC is also very actively trying to change the culture, the behavior of each individual. In fact, I was talking to my safety department. We have actually kickstart the what we call the in-house PBSO. Right, we want every single person to go through, not only just the worker level, the foreman, supervisor, engineers, superintendent, manager, every single person in Rotary RIMC. We want them to go through this, and probably once a year a refresher course, just wanting them to know that safety has to come from you naturally, right? I employ safety supervisors is not intending to correct you day by day, right? They are just to be there for the fact that I want safety to have another level of compliance. But ultimately, at the end of the day, like what the slogan said, safety starts with me. Right? Each and everyone must have that kind of behavior, right? All right. For doing something right, you are not only, or rather doing something wrong, you are not only impacting yourself, you also impact others. If the incident, touch wood, can be very great, it is not just hurting yourself. You're going to hurt a lot more people, right? And this is not what we want. We pay you salary, we pay you overtime. We want everybody to come in one piece and go back in one piece, in the same as where you come from. I want you guys to go and spend the money that is your hard-earned money. Okay? I do not want you to be lying on the bed and eventually it's not going to be good for everybody. Okay? The day that I would see that my safety supervisors are just freely walking around and not having to do much, that would be the day that I think I have achieved that company culture that everyone knows what's a safe thing to do. The safety supervisor is just purely to be there for the sake that the company employs them. They are just giving another round of observation. I would rather them walk around freely, and that is the day that I want to see. Right? Everybody knows exactly what is safe to do. Thank you very much.
you very much, Mr. Joseph Cao. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Tom Hudson, from General Manager of Asia Pacific Logistics, for his speech. Welcome.
Good morning again, everybody. I get scared when somebody says for a speech. I don't think that's not exactly what I wanted to do today. But I got a good message from Ali. Now, where is Ali? I keep missing him. There he is in the front of the audience. And you can't see this, but maybe you can. It's kind of the theme. Mr. Coach said this: safety begins with me. Okay, I didn't see that. Thank you for that prop. Safety begins with me. And it does. When I took a look at myself in the mirror this morning, I said, today is a very important day because I am going to visit with 100 over contractors and workers that I depend upon every day to work safely and complete a big job here for Chevron. But even more importantly, I went back and there's a lot of thought that's gone into this meeting. And what's the purpose of this stand down day? And I'm going to read a couple of bullets that Ali put together. Number one, we want to recognize and show our appreciation to you for maintaining the safety standards that have been established. We want to share information together with the employees that might be helpful in preventing occupational injuries or illnesses. We want to promote and instill safety in the hearts of our employees and our contractors. Address potential hazards and dangers that employees that are likely to encounter when performing their jobs. The safety promotion is designed to serve as a motivational tool to employees to continue to work safely. Develop and increase safety awareness among employees and others engaged in the work, and I think we're going to see a fine example of that here in just a few minutes as we walk back to the staging area, and allow you to provide us input and interaction on how we can do things better in working every day safely and incident-free. And what are the benefits? Joseph mentioned this. He said you want to come in one piece and go home in one piece, and it's more than just you that we're concerned about. It's concerned about your family and your fellow workers here. It's very important to us that you come home, you come to work and you go home from work safely each and every day. So the benefit here is to keep our attention on safe work practices, reduce injuries, accidents, and eliminate them from the workplace, improve our efficiency and cost, and also grow our business here in Singapore profitably. So, with that, I need to just think a moment. I had some other things that I wanted to leave some. This is Joseph's card, by the way. But this is the card I think if you haven't been introduced to this, I'm going to introduce this to you, or maybe reinforce this today. I like this card. Okay, I like this card because it's very simple and it makes a lot of sense. Now, people use a couple of different words for this. It could be the SPSA or the LPSA. It doesn't matter what initials you use. It's the intent and the utility of this and using it to your advantage each and every day that you do work. And it's real simple. I even use, this goes through my head as I change a light bulb at my apartment. I said, what's the worst thing that can happen? Well, if I use the chair and kind of wiggle and waggle while I'm changing the light bulb, does it really make too much sense? I don't do that anymore. I step at what's the worst thing that could happen? Well, I could get hurt. There's a lot of falls, and that's What's happening here? Getting a run from the Air Force? Okay. Phew. I didn't think this meeting was that big. But in any event, hey, we're talking about assessing the risk, analyze how to reduce the risk, and act to ensure safe operations. You can have some good interaction with this, and even challenging and discussing this with the person that you're working with right next door, or right next to you. Joe, have you done your SPSA today, or your LPSA today? What's the worst thing that can happen? How do I make sure it doesn't happen? And I want to make sure that you and I go home safely tonight. So, that is my, the other message you may want to, and it's around, they're all over this installation. It talks about the tenets of operation and some big ones that kind of stick in my head. Do it safely or not at all. There's always time to do it right. And there was another one. Can somebody refresh my memory? There's always time to do it right. And do it safely or not at all. Those are the two big ones on here. I'd like you to keep that in mind, because I keep it in mind. And as I went around today to shake each and every one of your hands, that was a good feeling. I'll be back at the next quarterly safety meeting, or stand-down meeting for this group. But and I'd like to review with you at that time a scorecard that looks just like this. And normally when you see a 0, you say, oh, that's not a good number. Well, the 0 in this column is a very good number, okay? And it says, we've had no days away from work. We've had no reportable incidents. We've had no motor vehicle or motorized vehicle incidents or crashes, and we're using all of those types of things every day. There's been no first aid cases, no lost time injuries, no fires, no oil spills. Everybody has been wearing the proper PPE with the safety glasses, and I can see you're all rigged up with the long sleeve shirts and the hard hats and the like. Very important. No drug and alcohol incidents. That's good. That's good. And there are some other number of incidents involving short service employees, short service time employees, 0. And one of the other items that we've been discussing with you is the near loss incidents reporting. And just to review that, just to mention that and keep it in your current memory, if you think in the course of your work activity something just wasn't right, just didn't seem right, please discuss it with your supervisor or foreman so that he or she can make the report if required, or share that information with everybody else here working on this job. Everybody will benefit from that situation, or can benefit, and we certainly want everybody to benefit from that situation. So, with that, it's a nice day in Singapore. I'm looking forward to the rest of the agenda for today, and I'm going to be here and keeping my eyes and ears open and doing my SPSA. Good morning, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Tom Hudson. Last but not least, I would like to invite our Rotary HEC Director, Mr. Bernard So, to come out on stage for a few words.
Right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here basically from the groups of company, basically to show our commitment from top management that your safety is our business. And it's not going to stop just here at this moment. This event is for you, and it's not just for the company. There's two things I'd like to stress here. One is LPSA that was mentioned here, CHEVRON, which is very much similar to our Lottery TSTI, Total Safety Task Instruction, which is required for every job that we do before we commence. And very basic, simple, analyze, right? Come out the corrective measures, take the actions, and get the job done safely. It's that simple. But having said that, we'll be working closely with your safety team on site to conduct some training as this as well. Okay, not just for the workers, but as well as supervisors and leaders, works leader as well. And the other things we want to stress on is BBS, so safety observations. I know over here in Singapore, we're considered Asian culture. It's difficult for me or even myself to talk to my chairman and say, oh, you have done something not complying to our safety regulations, we need to do something about it. But this is something that we want to push for in Lottery. It's going to be part of our safety culture. I'm very sure, having talked with Joseph, I'm quite sure if Joseph comes to site and he forgot his safety shoe, I'm quite sure it's more than welcome that one of you stand up to him and say, Joseph, could you put on your safety shoe? I think it's more than glad to do that. Okay, it's not going to be back in the age where you just listen to what the boss says. When it comes to safety, everybody is equal. And just like we say, if you find something is not too right, you know that from your experience that perhaps this grinder doesn't look good, you should go back to your supervisors and ask him to check for you. Or even if we need to, we go back to our store, return and change a proper grinder or tool for the job. And don't just assume or you think that, oh, this is what supervisor give me, I will just do what they have. Alright, we have in our groups of company, there are incidents where workers take equipment as what is given to them and try to work with the equipment even though the equipment is faulty. Alright, even though we have maintenance program, we have color coding program, but there are equipments being worn out or being damaged by people who do not report it, and then when you start working in it, you get yourself in trouble. So this is what we want to encourage in our culture here, right? Safety observations. And basically, these are the two messages I want to stress on from the Lottery groups of company. And again, you will have the support and resources that you need for this project here from the Lottery Safety Department as well. Right, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bernard. Next program, our colleagues would be performing a short sketch. This sketch is about our daily work activity and also to remind us the practice of LPSA or loss prevention self-assessment procedures that everyone should be performed before starting any work. May I present to you the sketch titled, God Risk, What Actions Are You Taking?
Ready, Sira? Okay, so you start purpose meeting. Okay, today work activity, training. Okay, then I remind you about the LPSA and SWA. Okay, you know what? Okay, then will be a helmet. Okay, helmet. Okay, gloves. Okay. Okay. Okay, huh? Okay. Today, training, remember, huh? Training, huh? Okay, thank you. Carry on.
That's the end of part 1. That's the end of part 2. Right, the moral of the story here is actually to perform loss prevention self-assessment before starting any work. As you can see that the supervisor shows the red, remind us to stop and do risk assessment. The yellow card means to analyze, to reduce the risk. And the green remind us to ensure safe operation. Okay, next, Rotary had always encouraged safety culture at work and reward employees who had performed.
Wait a minute, I want to interrupt that.
Sure.
I need you guys come on back here. I saw something else I didn't like. Okay? Now here it is, we've got two, where's my two grinders? Where's my grinders? Come on back, guys. Come on back. Hey, I'm here to make a difference, okay? And when I see this hanging like this on that noise exposure, you know, it may not hurt you today, but 2 years from now or 15 years from now, when you're a little older, you're going to be deaf because you didn't take the time to take it from here into here to protect your hearing, okay? And you were the same way, okay? So if you have this, first of all, I know that Rotary IMC provides you with everything you need, okay? Our HES person is here, the managing director is here. You've got the shirts, you've got the hats, you've got the goggles, the face mask. Use every tool you have. It's for your protection. It's for your protection. And the guy next to it, because if you're grinding away, okay, and he's over here grinding away, no okay, he's getting it twice. He's getting it twice. And I really liked it. You used there's a couple of real common terms that we use here. And the foreman said, stop work. Everybody, whether it's the red card, if you're in a soccer game or a football game, the red card, that's trouble. Okay? But everybody here in this group assembled today has stopped work authority. If you see something that does not pass your test, that you don't think looks right, stop it. Assess it. Get a foreman or a supervisor to assist you to make sure that you and that worker is absolutely, positively safe. Critical. Absolutely critical. So, as I'm walking around the job site today, and I see a lot of this, if we're exposed to noise, and you know what it is, I mean, you're out there, I hope you know what it is. You got to recognize it and put these in and use these tools. It's critical to our success and your safety. So, I can't wait for the next act. Okay, this was the next act, and this wasn't scripted this morning, but I'm glad I was here. And if anybody else saw something that didn't pass your test, bring it up and bring it up now. I'd love to hear it. Joseph is over here whispering. He's saying, Tom, he got upset when he saw some of those behaviors that just didn't look right to him. And if they don't look right to him, they don't look right to you, stop them. Thank you. And you had a great comment about the culture and the intent of bringing things to people's attention. I agree with you 100%. It's kind of like we need to do this for our own safety and everybody else's safety. So thank you for your good comments as well. I like this meeting. So here's your earplugs back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tom. A very great reminder for us. Next, I will call upon Mr. Rashid to briefly tell us about our employees who spotted to have best safety practices. Mr. Rashid, please.
Okay, this came in as a very big surprise for me. I was prepared. But okay, what I've entrusted with my safety supervisors here, they are the overall in charge for this project to safety personnel. So I'm entrusted with my safety supervisors here to look out for any one of you. We did not inform you of this reward beforehand. To look out any one of you who actively work safely to yourself and to the surroundings and to your fellow colleagues. So these 10 guys have been chosen ad hocly without any, they have given me the reasons, but we didn't put it. Some of them make sure they check the grinder. One of them reported that the grinder is out of inspection. One of them said that, I think one of them admitted that the webbing slings is really really wiped out. So these are the reports that I got from them. So that is why we rewarded you 10 guys. And please do not stop until here, because this is a quarterly stand now. So in 3 months' time there will be some more. But I do not know how many more will come. But I hope that you guys will participate actively in these safety promotion things. Right? Thank you.
Last item on our agenda is the signing of the safety commitment banner. Now, those who come to work each day must have the assurance that they will get to go home safely at the end of the day. Thus, we shall invite the directors and guests on the stage to commemorate the signing and would be followed by the employees later.